Hey guys, Bradley Benner with Semantic Mastery. It is October 28th. This is MasterClass week number 34, and I've got Adam with me today. I feel lonely. It's just Adam and I. What's up, Adam?
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
We just came off of our 52nd one-year anniversary episode. Well, our 52nd episode, which was our one-year anniversary for Hump Day Hangouts, and it was pretty damn cool. So
yeah, that was a good episode.
Very much so. We got a lot to get into today, guys. So I just want to get right into it. And let me grab the screen. And any of you guys that have any questions, you can post them on the events page. If they are relevant to what we're talking about, we'll try to answer them immediately. If they're not, then we'll save those for the end, provided there's time. Okay. Let me give a quick reminder that we're working through the new niche affiliate case study right now, and we're going to talk in a minute. I've got a second affiliate case study that I might be bringing to MasterClass, and I know that there was a lot of requests for Ring Partner too, doing the local lead gen sites for Ring Partner because you don't need to deal with clients, which I think is a great opportunity as well. But I've only got so much time per week to devote to these guys, so. And the announcement that I was just about to make, or a reminder, was that we are going to be closing down the MasterClass. There's no hard date on this yet, but we're going to be wrapping it up within the next, I want to say, 6 to 8 weeks. And everybody will have the opportunity to come join the mastermind. You guys should have all graduated by now to the mastermind, in my opinion, anyways. There's even way, if you guys think you get a value out of this, the mastermind is, 3 times this, if not more. Okay, so we want to make sure that you guys are aware of that because we're going to be wrapping this up after this. I think I'm going to want to try to complete this case study and possibly another one. Although I know Ring Partner was requested, there might be an opportunity. I'm researching another niche right now that I might want to go forward with a case study on. So we'll discuss that as I complete my research. But right now, we're going to talk about the niche affiliate for week 1 for this new campaign, new campaign that we're setting up. All right, so the first thing I want to cover though is launch jacking campaign progress. This is the status from the Video Traffic X. We're going to talk about that. The stats after 8 days. It's been 8 days since it was launched. It was launched last Tuesday, so I want to talk about that, where we're ranking now, and also what our sales were. So we're going to talk about that very briefly, and then we're going to get into. I want to give an update on the growth training case study. We'll talk about that in just a minute. The niche affiliate case study, which is what we started based on what we talked about last week, it's in the model trains niche, and I'm going to show the lead sites that I built out thus far. I've got several more scheduled to build out, and I'll explain that as we go forward. And then I'm going to show you the main promo site and kind of go through over the overall strategy of what I'm trying to do. Okay, and then lastly Q&A if there's time. So the 8-day campaign results for the launch jack for Video Traffic X, guys, this was pulled directly from inside of JVZoo. We pulled this about an hour and a half ago, this screenshot, and you can see that these are our overall sales for the Video Traffic X launch. So we cleared roughly $1,150 as far as revenue generated. Adam, were you going to say something?
Yep. No, just was watching in case you had questions.
Okay. You can see what our stats were here. Did fairly well. Again, as mentioned last week, I overdid it on two aspects or 2 parts of this. Number one, I put a little bit more money into it than I should have. And this is all in retrospect, guys. Remember, launch jacking is not something I've got a lot of experience in. And I also put a little bit more time in it than I should have. I didn't track my time down to a T, but it's probably been about 12 hours in total setting all that up, and I spent roughly $500. I think I could have saved about $200, and I could have saved about half of the time. So I could have done, if you take a look at the actual stats with, let's say $1,150 was generated from that, and that was just on front-end sales. There's going to be some recurring there. But with $500 invested, that comes out to be, what, $650 in profit, plus the recurring that's going to be coming through.
And plus it's evergreen. So we are, we're continuing to get sales.
Is it evergreen though?
Oh, good point.
That's something that I still don't know. Let's go.
Well, as far as evergreen, I don't mean, but as far as we're still getting sales past that screenshot.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, we didn't get a lot today, but I think we got one,
Yeah.
maybe two, and then
See, this one says when they reopen. So right now the main offer is closed. What I found, guys, is because it was a launch, they will close it down for a few weeks or months. Usually not months, but a few weeks. And then they'll reopen it without even telling anybody because it won't be a launch then. It'll just be a product. And we've got assets in place that should continue to produce results. Okay, so I don't think it was again, I think I could have done saved about $200 on the initial setup. And I think I could have saved about half the amount of time. So I could have done it in about 6 hours. So if I do another LaunchStat case study, which I don't think we're going to get to inside of the MasterClass before we wrap it up, we might do one inside the Mastermind for those of you that come over to there, once we close this down. But the next time, like I said, I think what I will do is end up just working closer to the launch date, like 48 hours ahead of time, instead of going a week ahead. I'll just do it about 48 hours ahead. I'll put a few hours in per day to actually get everything set up because I feel like I could have accomplished the same amount. So I just wanted to be 100% transparent with you guys and let you know I told you I would. I do want to take a look at just quickly, and I didn't even look at this yet, but I just wanted to see where we stand for the 4 main keywords that we were trying to rank for. So let's take a look at it and see. Video Traffic X, let's see. Here's my main website. Is what, position 5. That's the main website. There's the Facebook page. There's my Google Drive PDF. So I got 3 listings on page 1, but they're in the bottom 5. Okay. And that's for Video Traffic X, the broad term. If we look at bonus, and this is, like I said, about 8 days later. If we look at bonus, this is my playlist up here. You can see because it's videotrafficxbonus.net. That's mine. So for Video Traffic X Bonus, our playlist is ranked number 1. Our video is ranked number 2. Our PDF is ranked number 3. Our main website is ranked number 4. Our Facebook page is ranked number 6. Let's see what else we got. This is a press release on foxcarolina.com, which is ours. And it looks like that's it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 10 listings for Video Traffic X Bonus, with the top 4 being ours, the 5 out of the top 6 being ours. That's pretty damn strong. If you guys can agree, that's pretty damn strong. So the idea is if this product goes back live again and becomes an evergreen product, which I suspect it will, typically these things do, then we should have another, a nice little source of additional affiliate income that pops up from time to time. All right, let's take a look at just a couple more keywords. Video Traffic X review. This is one of our videos that I could not live stream because it was scheduled and then we caught a strike. We cannot live stream, but it's still ranked. Here is my PDF from Google Drive. And here is the Facebook page and our main website for that. So we got 4 listings on page 1 for review. We have discount and demo. Those are the last 2 terms. Discount, PDF drive number 1, video number 2, playlist number 3, video number 4. Number 7 is our main website. Number 9 and 10 are one of my video embed sites. They're both the same site, michellchin.com, but they're both one of my video embed sites. So for Video Traffic X discount, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 out of 10 listings. Pretty damn strong, guys. Last one is demo. Number 1 is our video. Number 4 is our folder for Google Drive. And let's see. This is one of my video syndication sites, and so is this one. So we've only got 4 listings for demo, but we've got number 1, number 4, and then we have 9 and 10, which are one of my, or these are both video syndication sites from just, my video broadcasting networks. So not bad, Again, I was pretty pleased with the results, although I think, like I said, I spent a little bit more time than I wanted. So any questions on that specifically, Adam? Because we're moving on.
Looking right now. Nope, we're good to go.
Okay. Excuse me. All right, so what happened? Did I skip a slide? Oh yeah, I guess I don't have individual slides for this, which is okay. All right, so update to the growth training case study. All right, we started that. We didn't finish it. And I wanted to explain that there was some issues. We were driving traffic to that mainly with YouTube ads, and I caught a warning message from Google AdWords about the Video Traffic X case study. When I started setting up ads for that, they denied it. They denied my ads, and they or rejected them. And then they sent me a warning message that my AdWords account was in danger of being terminated because of violations of advertising guidelines. So I called AdWords, and I got it worked out to where I was able to, they manually reviewed my Video Traffic X, here, let's go take a look at it, Video Traffic X bonus.net site. They manually reviewed this. They gave me some suggestions on stuff they wanted me to do, and I was able to fix those things to where I had to resubmit the ad for manual review to be checked again. But then they said, okay, yeah, we're going to go ahead and clear it. And they gave me these ads to set back up again, or they allowed me to start those ad campaigns again. But during the manual review process, they flagged the growth training site because they said that it was make money online type site, and that there was no disclaimers about on the post explaining that no guarantee of income would be earned. And what's funny is I started to argue with the people, because what happened was, and I just want to share this with you guys because I'm going to continue working on this site, but it's just going to be a side project for me. So I don't know that we're going to finish this as a case study before the masterclass wraps up. We've got some other projects we're going to be working on. But what flagged this, guys, was this right here: Think and Grow Rich review. And obviously the AdWords reviewers, you would think everybody in the world knows what Think and Grow Rich is. It's a book from Napoleon Hill. It's a freaking classic. It's in the public domain. But because it says Think and Grow Rich, they automatically put this into a category of a how to get rich get rich quick scheme. And that's exactly the error message that they sent me, that it was a get rich quick scheme, which violates their terms of service, their advertising guidelines. But that's bullshit, because if you take a look at any one of these posts in here, there is not a single mention of any money being made on any one of these. That's not what this site is about. This site was not about making money. It was about personal development. And I tried to explain that to the guy, and I said, could you point me to somewhere on the site where I make a claim of income earned? Because I don't, not a single place. But it didn't matter, because as far as they were concerned, Think and Grow Rich, what they said was a get rich quick scheme. It's flagged for that reason. And so I had to terminate all of those ads. So right now I've got no traffic coming in other than just what's coming in organically from some of the YouTube videos that I did, which I am still generating a little bit of traffic because I've had a few opt-ins in the last 2 weeks or so. Only a handful of opt-ins, like 5 or 6. And our ads have been shut down for about 3 weeks now for this site. But I just wanted to share that with you guys, because this is something that I can either go back. This is what he said. The AdWords rep that I spoke with said that I could come in, and on each individual page, I have to put a disclaimer. Having a disclaimer link in the bottom is not good enough. If I have to put like an asterisk and a disclaimer box on each post saying no guarantee of income, these results are not typical, blah, blah, blah. Even though nowhere on any of these posts does it say anything about making money. It just talks about being successful with time and eliminating procrastination and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. It's according to AdWords, this is in violation for get rich quick schemes, which total bullshit, guys. But I'm not going to argue with them, because I don't want them terminating my account. So right now, the only way to start generating traffic to this site is to continue posting and doing organic videos, which is going to take more time, or follow what they said, which is to come in and put disclaimers on every single post, which I don't want to do, because that's not what this blog was about. There's no reason or need for disclaimers, in my opinion, and I'm not going to just clutter it up for no reason. All right, so I just wanted to give you guys an update on this. This is a project that it's kind of a hobby for me now, this project, because as I continue to read and listen to new types of business courses and things like that, I'm going to add to this. But this is just going to be kind of like a personal blog where I share stuff that I want over time. It's not going to be something that I'm going to try to I'm not going to try to finish this case study out for you guys. Unfortunately, it's just going to take too much time, and it's not. I'd rather get some quicker results with other type of case studies than something like this that's going to be more long and drawn out, guys. So I just wanted to give you an update on that. All right, is there any questions on that, Adam?
Nope, we're good.
Okay. Anyways, I'm not giving up on it. I've got to change my strategy a bit, and you know, it's going to be something that is going to be done over time and not quickly. Okay.
Yeah, just some insight. I talked to somebody who did some sort, I'll say, of reviewing for Google, and you know, some of that stuff is run just like you'd think everybody either outsources or, I mean, do you think they're paying these people a lot? Like, you know, some of that stuff, they're just, here's the keywords, and you know, if you see it, you know, it just gets whacked, and then from there you're screwed. So
yeah.
it's like you'd like to think it's a person really looking at your site and trying to understand what's going on, and that's not the case. So.
Yeah, and that's what I tried to say to the guy. Like, you know, I started arguing with him, but you know what? Like, to be honest with you, they were really helpful with the video traffic X ads and everything, and like they rejected it, but then after manual review, they said, you know what, this is okay. So they went ahead and reapproved it and that sort of stuff. And so I said, you know what, I'm not going to rock the boat here and get my, you know, potentially get my AdWords account shut down over this. I'm not going to get into a pissing match with Google over this. I'd rather just eliminate those ads, free my account up from the flag that it had received, and continue running ads to stuff that doesn't fall into what they call get-rich-quick schemes. Now that I know that, I just won't run ads to this type of a site, if that makes sense. Okay? So I learned something from that. It's unfortunate because I was doing well with generating leads for that to that list, but you know, there's other ways that I can generate leads to this outside of YouTube ads. All right, but it's not something we're going to have time to get into. So that said, okay, we're about a third of the way into this, and now we're going to get to the niche affiliate case study. And guys, you remember from last week we talked about model trains. My head was spinning with the opportunity that I think is in that niche. It's very specific, but there are so many like alternate avenues you can go down for model trains that are monetizable. And from what I've seen and from my research over the last week and a half or so now, is that there's a lot of opportunity there. Kendrick, I saw your question come in, buddy. He says, can you remove that one post about Think and Grow Rich? Possibly, but that's not the point. You know, because that, in my opinion, that takes away from this blog, because this is one of the classics that has had a profound effect on me and my entrepreneurship, if that makes sense. This really has been part of my whole business philosophy, was born and developed from reading Think and Grow Rich. It's one of the first books I read when I wanted to become an entrepreneur. And so it's so much a part of what makes me who I am that I don't want to remove that, because then that's not being honest with the audience. And in my opinion, this is something that I want to continue to contribute to and share what I found to be most useful for me. And that's, so again, I'm not going to let Google ruin that for me. All right, just to clarify. Sorry guys, I got on a sidetrack. Anyways, so model trains. I found a lot of, there's just so many keywords in this industry, guys, that you can drill down on, and there are a couple good offers for this, as well as it's what we call an irrational passion. That people spend a lot of money on model trains. They're fanatical about it. The people that are into model trains are like literally fanatics. They spend a lot of money. I guess it's kind of like the golfing niche, where there's a lot of money spent on this stuff, and the you know how golfers are, like they go over and above, like beyond what normal type hobbies are. Well, that's kind of like what model trains are. So I wanted to build this one out. We talked about this last week. So as part of the strategy, besides drilling into keywords, which I spent several hours, I always do. Keyword research is always such an important part of any campaign, in my opinion. But I drilled down into multiple avenues within the model trains industry, as well as some closely related, or what we call tangent industries, and found just a lot of opportunity. This is something that I'm going to continue to build out, because I think there's a lot of money to be made in this industry as an affiliate. And so we shall see, because this is what we're building out on now. But what I want to show you is, and I told you guys that I was probably going to be using Serp Shaker or Lead Gadget, which Lead Gadget is like an industrial strength version of Serp Shaker. And I'm going to show you some sites that I built already. I've got 4 sites built between last week and this week for generating leads. and I'm going to show you some of those sites. And what I built these with, to be 100% transparent, is I built these sites with Lead Gadget, which again is like an industrial strength version of Serp Shaker. It comes with a monthly expense. It's $247 a month. Guys, it is not a semantic mastery product. Let's make that real clear up front. I need to make sure that that's clear. I do training for the Lead Gadget and ATM crew. I do training for them, but it is not a semantic mastery product. I do use it in my own business, though. Okay, just the same as Serp Shaker. I used to use Serp Shaker. I don't use Serp Shaker anymore, not because it's not any good. It's just Lead Gadget is a more powerful version of Serp Shaker. Okay, so for those of you that are interested, once I show you these sites today, the two options to do something similar is purchase the Serp Shaker plugin, which we have a link for you, and we also have a coupon code if anybody's interested in purchasing it. You do not need either of these guys, but I want to share with you my strategies, and it's going to be using these tools. Serp Shaker is a plugin that will do what I'm about to show you after you've built a WordPress site. Uh-oh. Power just went out. Are you guys there? Adam, can you hear me?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if I lose power, we're having a thunderstorm right now, guys.
Oh,
Holy
gotcha.
shit.
And also, just to clarify, was the coupon for the one I know of is for Serp Shaker only, correct?
That's correct. And guys, you need to probably submit a ticket to support to get that, because I don't want to share that publicly. Last time I did, somebody shared it on a forum. Or did you already share it, Adam?
Oh, no. That's why I was asking. I was just making sure there wasn't another one. Yeah, somebody shared it, screwed it up for us. We had to go talk to, I think, Andreas, and promised we wouldn't post it anymore.
Yeah. So if you want the coupon for Serp Shaker, Serp Shaker is a one-time fee, guys. You buy the plugin, and you can build out these type of sites. And I'm going to show you these sites in just a second. I just want to make this clear. You have to install WordPress first, and then you build out the what's called the Shaker pages. You add your short codes, all this other stuff, and then you can build out your Shaker pages, which will mass produce pages that will change things based on tokens. Okay, I'm not going to do a build out here. If you guys want to see how it's built out, just go to Google, search Serp Shaker
I'll
demo.
drop in the link real quick.
Yes, or go to Google and search Serp Shaker demo, and you'll see our videos #1 for that. And you can check it out there and see how it works. It's a one-time fee. Lead Gadget is a monthly expense of $247, plus you end up having to have a really high-powered hosting service for it as well. But it's incredible how quick you can spit out these sites that generate 30,000 posts, and they build in about 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe. And so it's incredible. And I'm going to show you guys some of these sites. Anyways, I'm not saying that to endorse anything. I'm just letting you know what it is that I'm using and why. Okay. So let's take a look at this. First of all, this is the first site that I built out. Now, I'm going to show the site and I'm going to explain why these sites look the way they do and what the value of these are. Okay. In doing my model trains keyword research using my favorite tool, Power Suggest, okay, I put in model trains, and I'll just kind of show that right now. Say model trains, click search. And I'm just going to stop it because it doesn't need to run. But as you can see, and I know it's probably small on your end, guys, but as you can see, there is a huge amount of keyword interest here with geographic modifiers. So that's why I said these are perfect type sites to build out, or keywords to target with Serp Shaker or Lead Gadget sites, because they typically are type of sites that you add a geographic modifier to, and that's how you make the page content unique. Is you use a spun article, and then you add tokens or short codes, which will replace the short code with specific city names or city plus state or zip codes or whatever it is that you add to when you're creating the short codes. And that way, it will go out and build with Serp Shaker. It'll be tens or dozens or hundreds or even thousands of pages all at once when you click the create or the publish button. With the ATM, which is part, Lead Gadget, and they call it the ATM, it will actually build the entire site, the WordPress and everything. All you do is go to a WYSIWYG editor, or what you see is what you get editor. You enter in your details, and you have to add a domain and stuff like that to the cloud app, and then you click deploy, and it will actually build the WordPress site and all the posts and the pages and everything for you. Okay, so you don't have to worry about messing with installing WordPress and everything else, and it will build. I've built sites, no kidding, with 150,000 posts, and it takes about an hour for it to deploy a site that big. But for most sites, I target the country, the entire United States, which is about 30,000 cities. Okay, and it does it very, very quickly. And so I'm going to display a couple of these here for you now because, again, my main keywords, guys, that I was targeting have local intent. However, most of the affiliate stuff that are promoting the model trains like ClickBank products and stuff like that are targeting just general keywords like model trains, Lionel trains, Bachmann train sets, Hornby train sets, you know, that sort of thing, that they're not targeting with local intent. Okay, and I found through my keyword research all these local intent keywords, and then when I started searching for them, for example, model trains Beaumont, Texas. Let's just copy this keyword real quick. We'll come over to Google and we'll take a look at this. It's coming out of Google Suggest, guys, so there's traffic there. You click on the button, there's a couple local pages here, right? Local listings, and then it's Yellow Pages, Hobbytown, Manta, Facebook, Beaumont Enterprises, PAnews.com, which looks like, I wonder if that was a press release. Looks like there's another flash of lightning. I hope we don't lose power. Yeah, that looks like that was an article or something. But my point is, guys, is there's very little competition for these, okay, at the local level, all right? So because of that, I said, you know what, these are perfect sites. So let's take a look at this. This one, the first one I built was buy.hobbytrains.org. All right, so this page right here is about 30,000, or excuse me, this website has got about 30,000 posts on it, and it's targeting every city in the United States. And if we take a look, for example, these are all the categories. I've got the categories as states, okay, and you can do this with SerpShaker too, guys. It's just you got to build the site first, and then you build the pages inside and categories and all that. This I did it all at one time, but if we go take a look at the categories page, which is the directory page, you'll see that I've got 589 posts that fall within the Alabama. So in other words, there's 589 cities in Alabama. Like California, there's 1,239 individual posts targeting each city. Now, let me show you what a targeted city looks like. So this one is Model Trains Millersville, MO. Let's go click on that, which is, was that Missouri? I think MO is Missouri. This is the page. Okay, so if you take a look at it, my H1 tag, or excuse me, my SEO title is Model Trains Millersville MO, and then the site title afterwards, which is Buy Hobby Trains. And then the page is built out with this being my H1 tag. Oh, excuse me, this is my H2 tag. The H1 tag is the page title. This is my H2 tag, which I open it up. I've got videos. All I did was use what's it called? TubeSift. I used TubeSift to find videos that had model trains in the title, and I created a short code that I added to when I was setting up the content for the build. I added the short code in there so that on every single page, and I'll just show you, I'll open up a couple different links here. If you take a look, each one of these are going to have a different model train video in there. You see that? Because I had about 300 model train URLs that I spun together into a short code, and I added that. So each one of these posts, although it's the same article, it was a well-spun article, and there's some key things that have been changed. So each one of these pages obviously are slightly different. Not only that, but they have different content. They're targeting different areas. Now, guys, this is not a money site. Let's make this real clear up front. I do not consider these types of sites money sites. I'm going to explain in just a minute how to use these for lead gen or for driving traffic to affiliate offers, building email opt-in lists. There's a number of ways to do that, but these sites are not money sites. I would never count on these being money sites. Some people do. I recommend that you don't, because these sites can at any time be de-indexed. Okay, because this is 30,000 posts on this site using the same article. It was spun, but it's pretty much the same content with only some key differences, right? Alt text has been spun. I've got an outbound link. The bottom post, this is just the way I set my pages up. By the way, just so you guys can see this, this is what the page looks like. Every time I build a site out, whether it's in SerpShaker, which I don't really do anymore because I use Lead Gadget, in what's called the ATM, I always keep a notepad file of the page build. Okay, that I always have this. That way, in case the site gets de-indexed, all I got to do, and I've got it on a subdomain, if you guys see that, is delete the site, delete the subdomain, and create a new subdomain and copy this content right from here and paste it into the ATM when I'm building on the page builder, paste all this content in there and click the deploy button. And then under 5 minutes, no bullshit, no kidding. It'll take me less than 5 minutes to copy this and paste it in to the site builder, and then click the deploy button. My site will be built just like that again on a new subdomain, which means even if I lost it, it will come back. It'll come back just on another subdomain. Okay, so I always keep a record of this. Not only that, but when sites start generating a lot of clicks, which I always connect them through Google Search Console so that I can see where, I can monitor traffic levels and clicks and things like that. Whenever I start to see a lot of clicks coming through for a particular site build, I can take the content from that site because it was successful, and I can duplicate that across other domains now, so that because I already know that this content is successful if I'm seeing it generating clicks, which Search Console will tell me. Okay, so then I can duplicate by just copying and pasting in and build out. Literally, I've done it before where I've built out 12 sites in 20 minutes. 12 30,000 post sites in 20 minutes because I had a keyword and a piece of content that was working well. And guys, with SerpShaker and Lead Gadget, or the app is called the ATM, you build in volume, and it's like throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. You build, and this is with no off-page SEO. It's strictly on-page. There is no backlink building, none of that. There's no IFTTT networks for this, none of that. You just build site after site after site. Some of them will be successful. Many of them will not be. The ones that are successful, you repeat and you scale. And that's how you get success with this particular method. And so what I did was I started going through and I targeted by hobby trains plus the hobby trains or model trains, model trains plus the geographic modifier, because my keyword research shows that is a popular type of search, even though there's not a lot of competition. So now I've got a site built specifically around that. However, I drilled way down into this niche, guys. I've got like thousands of keywords in the model trains niche across various topics. Anyways, the ones that I wanted to build was
real quick, Bradley.
Sorry.
I had two questions. One that I'm honestly not sure of, and I use SerpShaker, but it's been a while. Can SerpShaker handle nested spin tags? And I want to say yes, but I think it starts to slow it down. Obviously.
It does.
Yeah.
If you're going to be using nested spin tags, you're going to have to do the site build on a local host, like on your desktop or your laptop, using like WAMP server or something, which is...
Yeah, and Andreas has got the instructions up there. It's super easy. Like if you can put up a WordPress site, you can do that. Well, that's literally what you're doing. You're just doing it locally. Okay.
Yeah, you're building it on you're creating basically a MySQL database in a server environment on your laptop or your computer, your desktop, and then you build the site locally, and then you migrate it, or basically migrate it to the live hosting account or the server.
Yeah.
So
cool.
It's not hard to do. It just takes a few minutes extra setup. And again, that's why if that's what you're going to use, then I recommend that you do that. Then you can use nested spin tags, and you can build sites. You can build sites with SerpShaker that are 30,000 posts if you do it that way. You can't do that on the host though. Just be aware of that. You can build it locally first, and then migrate the finished build over to the host. But you can't try that on the host. It will time out the host, and your site will crash. It just won't work.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see. Keith was asking why would you build out multiple lead sites with these tools, but I think you kind of just answered that.
Yeah, well, and I'm going to show you, okay? Because I remember when I'm doing a lead gadget site or an ATM site or a SerpShaker site, whatever. When I'm doing one of these kind of sites, guys, I'm targeting one main keyword per site build, but I'm targeting it across 30,000 locations. Okay, and then the other part of it is the other part where we add more is in the tags, because now the tags, I generated keyword lists of 500, 600 keywords, and then I would set up the tags to where I'm grabbing at random, like 12 tags per post or maybe 14 tags per post, something like that, and each one of those tags is going to be grabbing at random from the list of 600 keywords that I gathered. Okay, that way I can end up ranking for, a lot of the times the tag pages rank too. And I'm going to explain. I'm going to show you a couple more examples of these sites, and I'm going to show you how to drive traffic to a specific offer with these, because these sites are not pretty by any stretch. These are not set up for conversions, guys. These sites are, and they're too big for me to go in and mess with. Like, I don't like to change the themes and play around with them and all that. All that's bullshit. I know people that do that kind of stuff. Honestly, I don't care, because what I'm going to do is overlay something on top of this entire site. In other words, like a page set up for conversion, like a lead, like an opt-in form or a call to action type page or something that's going to overlay or lay on top of every one of these posts and pages on this entire site, so that no matter which URL you visit, it's going to see that you're going to see the same page. It's going to be just laid on top, iframed right on top of this site. So instead of me focusing on changing or optimizing this site for conversions, I just create a page that's optimized, and I just add that URL to the WP Overlayer plugin, which will overlay that same page across everything on this entire site. Okay, so that way I'm only having to keep one page optimized, and I don't have to worry about going, because trying to make changes to a site with 30,000 posts is slow. Okay, it's just the sites react a little bit slow when you're making edits and stuff like that because the database is so big. Anyways, this one, guys, I'm targeting hornby.hobbytrains.org here. Okay, so Hornby is a specific model of model trains. Okay, so this is the same type of site, guys. You can see what I did, though, was I optimized, for example, all the videos. In this case, are Hornby videos. Again, I used TubeSift. I grabbed 300 URLs that had Hornby train in the titles, and I added those. Each one of these images, by the way, I use an image scraper. It's called Ultimate Image Scraper. It's like $30. It's just a desktop software to grab images and spin in bulk to scrape them. So I grabbed a bunch of images. Then I used another piece of software called Batch Photo, which resizes the images. I can crop and resize like a whole folder full of images, all in with a couple clicks of a button. Again, that's like another $29 product or something like that. Resized all these images. So I created I got 388 images, model trains images. Well, on the model train, on the buy hobby trains, I'm targeting just model trains plus city. You can see model train is the URL here or the video. Every one of these images are optimized with alt text, and the file names are optimized with one of the keywords that I generated for model trains. Okay, so if you view the page source, you'll see that the file name is optimized with one of at random out of the like 500 or 600 keywords that I had generated, plus the alt text is optimized with one of the 500 or 600 keywords that I generated, and it's all done randomly. Plus, if you take a look, if you go, like I said, you'll see that the images shift from left to right, the border width shifts. I set all that up. I spend a lot of time setting up the initial build. Once I get the initial build set up, then I can duplicate very quickly, but I'll spend about 2 hours setting up the actual build page because I want to make it as unique as I can. And there's only so much that we can do, okay? But I've gotten really good at making these quite unique because of the amount of spin that I put in the stuff. Anyways, that said, I didn't go out and scrape another 300 images for the Hornby train site. Excuse me, that's over here. Well, all I did was I copied all the 388 images in the one folder into another folder. Then I renamed all of the files. I use another software called Ant Renamer. That's a freeware.
Hey Bradley, real quick, can you say what the image scraper was again? I got the batch photo
Ultimate Image Scraper. I think it's Ultimate Image Scraper, ultimateimagescraper.com, as I think the URL
I'm pulling
for that.
it up. Yep, I got it.
And it's just it costs a few bucks, but it's totally worth it because I was able to scrape 388 images very quickly. Then I resized them. So all I did was once I had those 388 images for the model train site build, I just copied the folder, renamed it Hornby trains or Hornby images, whatever. Then I grabbed the keyword list from the Hornby trains keywords that I used from Power Suggest right here. All I did was put in Hornby trains, clicked search, I collected all the keywords. I renamed all the file names for all the images with the Hornby train keywords. Then I added new shortcodes to the ATM build using Hornby stuff. And if you take a look at this, you'll see that this is the same piece of content, guys. The only thing I did was swap out the shortcodes to be optimized for Hornby stuff. Okay, and I set up the new tags down here that were optimized based on the Hornby keywords that I selected, that I pulled right from Power Suggest. So I have Hornby trains now. The next one I had, Bachmann trains. Bachmann trains, I put this on a different domain. I like to try to split stuff up across multiple domains when I can. This one is bachmann.trainenthusiast.net. Okay, so same thing. I'd grabbed Bachmann, I'd used the same photos, but I just renamed them as Bachmann keywords that I selected from Power Suggest. Grabbed Bachmann train videos, used TubeSift to do that. There's other tools that you can use that, like Tube Viper X. That's another tool that doesn't have the monthly cost, but Tube Viper X, it's by Lisa Allen. I think you can pick that up for like $67. That's another tool that will do the exact same thing. You can pull I think it only pulls 100 videos at a time though, max. but you can pull 100 videos out based on keywords, and you can export a CSV, so you'll have all the URLs for the videos that then you can spin together and then add as a shortcode. Anyways, if I'm going too fast, guys, you'll understand more if you go watch the SERP Shaker demo, or if you go to youtube.com/Lead Gadget. You can see I do training on Lead Gadget all the time. Either way, guys, it doesn't matter. They both do basically the same thing. Again, one you just have to build inside of WordPress. The other one just builds, you build in an online app, and then it creates the site for you. Okay, and one's a lot more expensive than the other. So anyways, I did the same thing with Bachman. And lastly, this one I built today. I actually built this one earlier today, about 2 hours prior to the Hump Day Hangout. This one is for Lionel, lionel.trainenthusiast.net. And same thing. I did the exact same thing. So all of these sites, these are just 4. I've got several more that I'm going to build. The ones that I'm going to build out, and again, doing my keyword research, I discovered some other common terms that have some local intent, like H-scale model trains, O-scale model trains, N-scale model trains. Those are going to be planned on next. I'm going to be building out those as well, because I can target them with the local intent. Again, if we look at this one, like Lionel Trains, Proctor, Arkansas, Lionel Trains, Rock Springs, Texas, all right, there's a good chance that a lot of these are going to end up ranking. And when you're building out 30,000 posts at a time, it doesn't matter if only 10% of these pages or posts end up ranking and generating traffic. That's 3,000 posts. If only 5%, that's 1,500. You know what I'm saying? If 1%, that's what, 300 posts that could be generating traffic on a daily basis into my offers. Now, how am I going to generate, or how am I going to drive people to offers with these? Well, I'm going to show you. First, I do want to show you one thing. These sites take some time to index because they're so big. All right, so this one is the one that I built first. I built this one last week, and let's see.
Okay, Bradley, while you're doing that, a couple more questions.
Okay.
Sorry. Let's see. Can you use these types of sites as PBN link farms? This is kind of tangential. We can either come back and answer that later.
No, not really, because the problem is you'd be getting a shit ton of links back from one domain.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, guys? If you and I've tested that. Because I like, as part of my responsibility as training for the Lead Gadget team, as you know, I do weekly webinars over there on Thursdays. I test all kinds of configurations and things to see what works and what doesn't. When I find something that works, I share it, and that way people can scale that method. And I've tested it, and it really does no good, because you'll get thousands of links, but it's all coming from one domain, and that actually looks more like a spam signal than anything.
Gotcha. And then Caesar's asking, are you concerned with scraping images without license them and putting on a self-hosted?
No.
And then do you use, well, I guess, okay, no, and why?
No, because number one, first of all, I'm hiding my footprint. You know, like I'm masking my domains, using CloudFront and everything else. Not only that, but when I show you how I do the overlay, nobody will ever see the content underneath. All they're going to see is the URL that I'm laying on top of everything, which won't have copyrighted images on them. So nobody will see the content underneath. The content underneath is what you're looking at here. This is for Google. This is not for the visitor. This is for Google. The visitor is only going to see what I want the visitor to see, and I'm going to show you that in a moment.
Okay, and then the follow-up to that, what I think I can answer is, do you use the same spun article when you find winners to build your money to the money site? Wait, what?
No. Okay.
No.
So let me. I gotta come out of screen share for a moment, because I gotta grab the login for one of these sites.
I was going to say too, if you're scaling in the sense that Bradley's talking about it, he's not building repeats of the exact same site. It's like he's doing where he's doing variations on a niche and going in and taking over that niche. He's not saying, you know, he's not going after hobby railroad kits and then building another site going after the same keywords. I
can, though, and at times I do. Like, for example, these are brand new sites.
But if you did that, you wouldn't use the same content to do that.
Actually, I would use the same content, but I would do it across multiple domains.
Okay, gotcha.
Does that make sense? And it's because I would do it. I would use the same content if I find. Okay, so for example, the buy.hobbytrains.org, which I'm going to show you in a minute, the indexing on that. When I have that attached to Google Search Console, which is, you know, formerly Webmaster Tools. I don't put all of my sites into the same Webmaster Tools account. I spread it across. I've got all these personas from my FTTT network, so I spread my eggs across multiple baskets. In other words, I'll put, maybe 2 sites of like kind in one Google account, and then I'll add the other 2 sites. Now, I can add myself, or I have a specific Google account that I use for ATM stuff that I will add as a manager so that I can access all the sites from the same dashboard, the Google Search Console dashboard. But the site owners are actually personas, and that way they're spread across multiple baskets instead of having everything in one, because they are basically duplicate content. But what I'm saying is, if I find through Google Search Console sites that are successful, which will show clicks, when I see my click volume, it will show impressions and clicks, and when I see that go way up for a particular site, and I've had sites, guys, that are generating 1,800 clicks per 30 days. That's 60 clicks per day. That's insane, okay? And so when I have sites like that, I will take that same piece of content, because I always keep a notepad file of it, and just duplicate that across multiple domains, because we already know that that one piece of content is working well. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to run through a couple just because they're all dealing with this. I want to knock these out. Caesar's also asking, what tool do you use to track 30,000 pages to determine which pages rank you don't?
Search Console.
Oh my God, you do?
Yeah, I use Google Search Console.
All right,
I just do it by free. Clicks. It's the only way to do it. There's no way to track this stuff with traditional tracking tools unless you've got a really big budget.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
so I use Google Search Console, which is 100% free.
Yeah, I would just say you just track where you're starting to get clicks from. I mean, nothing else matters. So, anyways, that's my way of doing it. Bradley's, let's see. Holly says, I request having an OTS tutorial on this. I imagine over the shoulder. Well, I think that's basically what you do for Lead Gadget, right?
That is. That's exactly what I do for Lead Gadget.
So how would Holly do that? Do you have to be a member?
Yeah, well, just go to Lead Gadget, youtube.com/Lead Gadget, or go to YouTube and search YouTube for Lead Gadget and go click on the channel, and you'll see I've got dozens and dozens of videos in there, and I do a weekly webinar over there too. Guys, like I said, I want to make it clear, Lead Gadget is not affiliated with Semantic Mastery. I use this in my own business, and for us at Semantic Mastery, I use it for stuff too, because it is damn effective. And SerpShaker will do the same thing. There's more work per site build with SerpShaker, but it's only a one-time expense versus a monthly expense. If you have the budget, I recommend you go with Lead Gadget. If you don't have the budget, you can get started with SerpShaker, start making some money, and then you can buy into Lead Gadget if you want. Okay, I'm not endorsing one over the other. Okay.
Can we just clarify that we're not recommending for them to go out and do this for the client sites?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not, guys. Do not do that. Now, you can use these to generate leads for clients, because what you can do is build these sites out like I'm showing you, and when I show you, and we're almost out of time, so I gotta get back into this, but when you see how you overlay a page on top of it, you can create a landing page for a client, which would be very similar to like an opt-in page or an AdWords landing page that doesn't have a bunch of navigation buttons. It's literally a call to action, a bullet list of products and services that client provides, big phone number, and maybe an opt-in form or whatever, something that's very, very clear, not a lot of, just like an AdWords landing page would be, a pay-per-click landing page. You can set that up and lay that on top of these sites to where any one of those pages or posts that rank for any keyword, somebody lands on it, all they're going to see is that conversion optimized page. Does that make sense? They're not going to be looking at these ugly site build pages, because these pages aren't worth a shit. They're just strictly for search. Does that make sense? And I'm going to show this to you guys. I just logged into the Lionel.trainenthusiast.net WP admin, and we're almost out of time. We might go a couple minutes over, guys, and we'll revisit this again next week, because I know there's going to be a bunch of questions about it. Anyways, let me go into plugins real quick, and I want to show you what I'm talking about. All right, so the main site that I set up is, check this out. Go to hobbytrains.org if you want to look at it on your own. Hobbytrains.org. This is on the root domain of some of the other subdomains. This is an affiliate site that I set up. And guys, by the way, I found this site already built, and I bought it for $17. And the only thing I had to do was install it on my host and then change the affiliate links out. And it's completely built and set up already. And it cost me $17 and under an hour of my time to get this set up. And all I did was I went to Google and I searched Model Trains PLR. We've talked about this in some of the other affiliate stuff. But I searched Model Trains PLR, and there is a website called premadenniches.com, I think it is, and they sell WordPress websites that are already set up. All you do is you purchase the zip file, install it on your server, unpack it, and then change your affiliate links and your details or whatever on your own domain. That's it. And so this is the Model Train Enthusiast PLR pack I bought for 17 bucks, right? And so each one of these guys are the links over to the ClickBank product. If we open this up, and these are my hop links in there now, by the way, so anytime somebody clicks on any one of these banners or anything, it's going to give, and then they come over here to the sales page and they purchase, I'm going to get credit for it in the ClickBank account. It's actually the Semantic Mastery ClickBank account, but it doesn't matter. My point is these are my affiliate links. Guys, it took me less than an hour to set this up. There's content on here and everything. Now, am I going to try to rank this site? No, because it's a PLR site, which means there are probably dozens, if not hundreds, of other sites out there with the exact same content. However, what I'm going to do with this is watch this. Copy this. Going over to plugins. I'm going to come down here to where you see WP Overlayer. I'm going to activate this plugin, which comes installed on the WordPress sites that the ATM builds. I know SerpShaker has something similar. If we go over here now, you'll see WP Overlayer. It's a very simple plugin. Right now it's disabled. I'm going to say Enable. I'm going to click on the URL. I'm going to paste hobbytrains.org in there, click Save. Now the Lionel Trains, guys, this is that site right here. This is each one of these pages that are optimized for Lionel Trains plus City, right? So when this starts to rank, these posts will rank, right? Or the tag posts, which are the different long tail terms, like Lionel Trains 1950s Sale Proctor, Lionel Trains Electric Proctor, Lionel Trains Harry Potter Hogwarts Express G-Gauge Proctor. Okay, that's a really long tail term. Do you think anybody's actually optimizing for that term? Although that is a Google suggest term, which means people do search for that. If somebody happens to search for that in Proctor, Arkansas, or wherever, yeah, Arkansas, there's a good chance this post will rank. However, watch what happens when I refresh the page now, guys. Come on. Don't make a liar out of me. Let's try it again. Wonder why it's not working. Let's try it again. There. Okay. So Lionel.trainenthusiast.net. Look at this, guys. It's this site on hobbytrains.org. Excuse me, that's the affiliate page. It's this one. Hobbytrains.org now is laid on top of that site. So no matter where I am in the site, for example, if we go over to, I don't know why that one page is screwed up, but let's go look at Lionel Trains Auto North Carolina. If we click View, there. See that? Look at my URL, guys. Lionel Trains Auto NC, but yet it's the same post or page, right? I mean, it's the same affiliate website. So I'm not actually going to be ranking this site. I'm just laying this site on top of the existing site that's underneath that will be ranking. Does that make sense? So now anybody lands on this, anybody lands on any one of those posts that ranks, then they come here. There's all these different clicks and buttons, and everything leads. It's all set up to where it's driving people over to the affiliate page, right? However, that's not the end of it. Okay. By the way, there's also a store page on here. If we click on that, take a look at this, guys. Here is my Amazon Associates account tied into this. So now there's actually an Amazon search box right in here that's already set up with the keyword Model Trains. Anybody clicks on any one of these Amazon products, they're cookied now by my Amazon cookie. So that means if they purchase anything from the store, they can even search for other stuff on their own right in here. And if they click on it, I buy it. Plus, this is called clickbankengine.com. They're very similar to like Google, AdSense. But these are actually ClickBank products here. So if anybody clicks on any of these links, it gets credited to my ClickBank account. Does that make sense? So this site is all set up with everything that anybody clicks on here, except for the social stuff, which still goes to the product developer. I need to fix that. Is going to basically lead to somewhere where I can make money. Now, that's not the end of it. Let me show you one more thing. And I know we're almost out of time, but I want to show you one more thing about this. There's another plugin that I've got installed called WP Zero Bounce. It's a premium plugin. You can purchase you can search for WP. I don't think we have an affiliate link for that. We should, but it's called WP Zero Bounce. What I can do with this is when if I turn this on, I can take any link that I want and put it in here, or even a list of links, and it will just rotate through them. And if anybody comes in from search and they land on any one of the pages or posts on this site, remember, you're looking at the affiliate site, but it's laid on top of this other site, right? So if anybody lands on any poster page from search and they click the back button, I can have it redirect them instead of back to search. It will redirect them. Guys, this isn't white hat, but I can have it redirect them anywhere I want. So I can have it redirect them directly to the ClickBank sales page if I want. But here's what I like to do with these types of sites, is I like to create an Amazon affiliate or Amazon associate, so my Amazon affiliate link for the category page for whatever they're coming in on. So if they're coming in on model trains, let me show you. This is my short URL for that Amazon page. I now have my Amazon Associate Affiliate ID in this link up here, which brings them to a model trains search on Amazon, because we know that they came in from a model trains search phrase. They landed on the site. Maybe they didn't like what they saw. Maybe they didn't want to click on any of these links and go buy a ClickBank product. But we already know that they're interested in model trains. So what I can do is in my zero bounce, I can add this URL and save it. And next, anytime somebody comes to this site from search and they click the back button to go back to search, instead of going back to search, they're going to go to my Amazon page and they're cookied now. So if they buy anything about model trains, I'm going to get paid. But here's the thing, guys. What happens when people go to Amazon? Even if they were in search of model train stuff to begin with, oftentimes people might not buy a model trains thing, but maybe they buy a book or they buy an iPad or they buy whatever. They're cookied with my cookie now. So even if they click the back button and say, what the hell, I didn't want to go to Amazon, and then they go back to Google and search for something else and they lose track of whatever the hell they were doing, and they come back to Amazon later that night or the next day. I don't know how long the cookie lasts for Amazon, but if they buy anything from Amazon without being cookied from somebody else, they're going to I'm going to get credit for it. Does that make sense? All right, so my point is I like to use the WP Zero Bounce plugin to drive people back to Amazon that click off the site, click the back button. That way they get cookied with my Amazon cookie, and anything that they buy during the life of that cookie, I will get credited for. All right? So it's very powerful. Now, real quick, and I know we're out of time, but I wanted to show you guys, a lot of these sites aren't indexed yet. Well, Lionel Trains is definitely not indexed yet because that was just built today, and I haven't even submitted it for indexing yet. But the other ones that I built, Bachman, Hornby, what was the other one? Oh yeah, those are the only other three. Lionel I built today. Bachman and Hornby, they're starting to index, but they're just starting now. This one was built, like I said, about a week ago now, and I've got 7,350 pages or posts already indexed. You can see that these are the category pages that are indexed, but if we go a little bit deeper, you'll see. And guys, I'll show you inside here in just a minute, but once the tag pages, which by the way, I keep the tag pages set to index on these sites. I don't recommend that for like normal type websites, but for these I do, and I'll show you in a minute. But like if we look at some of these, like these are tag pages here that are indexed, and you'll see like Model Thomas Trains videos, Dunmore, West Virginia. It's not really a keyword that people would be searching with a geographic modifier, but it could generate some traffic, right? And these were keywords that were pulled right out of the Google Suggest search. Okay, so model train scales HO, which is a model type or scale size, Ragland, West Virginia. Well, people are searching for model train scales HO, and in adding a geographic modifier, we already know that people do search with geographic modifiers. So my point is that these can, it's amazing, but when we look at the actual, let's go inside here for a minute. If we go look at the posts, you'll see that I've got 30,217 posts on this site, right? So you would say, okay, cool. So you mean you're going to end up having 32,000 or 30,200 indexed posts plus a handful of pages? Yeah, but here's the other thing. Let's go take a look at this. Let's go over to tags real quick. I want you to see the number on tags. Come on, site. I've got 392,912 tags, guys. So that means this site, when it's fully indexed, will have about 430,000 indexed pages. You guys hear that? 430,000 indexed pages. So my point is, if it fully indexes, sometimes they don't. But my point is those are 430,000 opportunities to drive traffic to this sales page, well, this actual affiliate site, but then over to one of these sales pages, because there's a couple affiliate offers on here that have to do with model trains, and then ultimately also an Amazon cookie. right? And so if I'm targeting multiple keywords, main keywords, Hornby trains, model trains, Bachmann trains, Lionel trains, a couple of the other scale size models that I'm going to target, these are all opportunities times 400,000 that I get to try to drive people into the funnel. Does that make sense? And guys, these are just examples with this particular, this is the first time I'm trying a PLR affiliate site. I've never done that before. Oftentimes what I do is I use a landing page that is specifically designed for one call to action. This one has, you know, actual content and affiliate banners and stuff like that. But let me just give you an example real quick of, let's see, what, I'm trying to think of one real quick, guys, like Zori.pec online. I know we're out of time, guys. Just give me 1 minute. That was it. Okay, I didn't overlay on that one yet. I thought I did. Let's see. Let me try one more, guys, real quick. I can't. I don't have any off the top of my head, guys. We'll go over it next week. But for example, for doing lead gen sites or whatever, I've got one I can show you. It's for one of my tree service sites. We can do that real quick. Maryland.tssrm.org. Okay, here we go. This is one of my tree service sites, guys, that I built the same way. This one is a site that I built specifically targeting Maryland tree service keywords. It covers the whole state, and this is my overlay. So this is an opt-in page that I created. It's like an AdWords landing page, right? I created this using ClickFunnels, and now I've got this overlaid on every single post, and I think this site's about 90,000 posts because I was using this as a test example, and I was targeting multiple keywords per site build across all the cities and towns within the state of Maryland, and it came out to be, I think, 92,000 posts is what this one is. Something like that. I can't remember, but I think it's 92,000 posts. So I'm targeting 92,000 keywords plus city in the state of Maryland, and this exact same landing page is across every single one of those pages or posts. So we get calls from this. You know, I've got tree service contractors that fulfill these, service these calls, and I make money from them. And so I'm saying, in this particular case, I'm using an affiliate site that's laid on top of it. But a lot of the times, most of what I do is this type of site where it's literally one call to action. Either call this phone number or fill in this form, and that's it. Okay? All right, I think that's it. We're out of time, but
yeah, I think we got one or two we should answer real quick,
okay.
Mostly to do with the training. So Jack was asking, what specialized hosting do you need, and what are the requirements? So I guess where can he go to find this out? Can he go to Lead Gadget and get that information?
Well, for if you're doing, yeah, okay. There's a particular company by one of the guys named Costas he's built hosting specifically for the ATM and Lead Gadget because that's a site builder. It builds the entire site and deploys it on the host. It does the migration and everything for you. If you're using SerpShaker, again, you're going to want to build on a local host first and then migrate them over to a server that is set up for that. And the guy's name is, and we don't have an affiliate link for this either, but the support is really good. And let me grab the link for this. And these are recommended if you're going to be doing, here, Adam, I'm dropping it in the Skype or the Slack chat. If you're going to be doing a lot of sites, guys, I recommend that you go with something like the $125 a month. It's a month, $125 a month for that hosting, but you can build 330,000 post sites on that host for $125 a month. So if you're going to be doing a lot of these, guys, like I said, the idea is to build a bunch of them, throw shit at the wall, see what sticks. Yeah. The ones that stick, you can scale. So my point is I build a lot of sites, and some are successful, and many of them are duds. Many of them do not succeed at all. And so what I'll do is I'll give them about 90 days. I don't do any off-page SEO on these either, by the way. None. This is strictly on-page stuff. Build the site, let it go. Then I'll check it in Search Console to see if it starts generating clicks. Then great. I can scale or duplicate. If I see that after about 90 days, if it doesn't index properly or it's not generating clicks, then I delete it and clear it out of my server so that I've got now room for another site. And again, for $125 a month. Now, I think that there are smaller packages that you can get. You just contact him at support and say, look, I'm not ready for $125 a month. I'm going to use Serp Shaker instead of Lead Gadget. You can say that, and the guy it's the same dude. His name's Costas, and tell him what it is that you need and what it is you're looking to do, and that you want to scale later, and he'll set you up with what you need. Okay?
All right, so two more real quick. Caesar was asking, is YouTube video for Serp Shaker or ATM, do they show how you build this type of sites with Amazon and the ClickBank stuff? The Serp Shaker one does not, but I don't know if the ATM stuff might do that.
Yeah, I mean, the plugin WP Zero Bounce is real simple. I mean, that's how you drive people back to Amazon if they click the back button. It's like there's nothing to it. You don't need training on that. You just buy the plugin, install the plugin, and add your URL that you want to drive people back to. That's it. You don't need training on that. As far as the other thing, like what I just showed you today with the affiliate site, that was just a PLR site that was already pre-built. All I did was swap out my affiliate links on it. So all of that is like, it's not specific to Serp Shaker or Lead Gadget. It's just stuff that you can do. Just remember that with WP Overlayer, which is part of the, and I know Serp Shaker has something similar, or there are plenty of plugins that will do that. Will overlay stuff on top of a site, and that's all you need. Is you just add a plugin, then create a landing page that's set up for conversion. Or don't put your client's website on top of it. Don't do that. Set up a separate landing page with a call to action, phone number, the client's phone number, an opt-in form, or a contact form, like a estimate request form or whatever, that goes to the client. But do not overlay your client site on top of these sites. Don't do it, because you could get your client site in trouble if you were to catch a penalty.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Just set up separate pages, and then you just use an overlayer plugin to lay those on top.
And Kendrick noticed too, he said, FYI, Zero Bounce can get your Amazon account banned if you redirect there and they catch you. So do this at your own risk and read the terms of service before doing it. And then Kendrick, I just saw your last question come in. We gotta run, but if you want to ask it in the mastermind, we'll get to it. So just pop over there and type it in, and we'll get you answered.
Yep. All right, guys. So, anyways, I'll show you guys next week. We'll have more built out. I guess let me just look at the slide real quick. Next week, I had planned more lead gen sites created. I plan on doing some of the other ones that are on my list. Possibly being set up a Hangout Millionaire campaign, guys. All that is it's like Serp Shaker for videos. You guys are probably familiar with Hangout Millionaire. I'll be able to create multiple. You guys know we've done it for the local case study. If I have time between now and next week, I'm going to set up a Hangout Millionaire campaign to target some of these keywords too, so that we can do something other than just the Serp Shaker Lead Gadget sites to generate leads, to see how those perform with YouTube. And then also, I'm researching another affiliate niche right now that looks very, very promising. It's a huge opportunity, but I'm not 100% sure about it yet. But if it pans out between now and next week, I'm going to be introducing you guys to that, and possibly starting on a second affiliate case study to run concurrently with this one. So, all right, so that's it. Any other questions? If not, let's wrap it up.
Sorry, we're good. I'm muted.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you all next week, and thanks for everybody being here. Thanks, Adam and Marco.
See you guys.
Take care.